YouTube, what's happening? It's Tuesday, September 17th. We have 12 days left in the regular season before the playoffs finally start. Yesterday, it went 1-2. Let's look at it, actually. You can see Shota did his job. That's what we expected out of him. I tried to get 5.5, but Hard Rock wouldn't let me. They said 5+. I said no, so I took 6.5, and it didn't matter. Dude had 1,000 strikeouts. It was all good. Over didn't work because Arizona forgot to play baseball, and they lost on a walk-off error. Who loses on an error? Anyways, and then the Kansas City Royals they had a great lead and choked it away. We were so close to a sweep yesterday. Oh, it was so close. Well, not the over, but the parlay anyways. So either way, it was a great day yesterday. I don't care. It was close. It wasn't a blowout. 3 of the 5 money lines hit, and they hit easily, except for the Mets. Mets with extra. So anyways, we go back to today's games. We have all the games here. It's going to be a good one. We're going to break these down, talk about it. Still going to be kind of conservative because we're trying to, it's weird. Oh, and also, I said it. I've been saying this. The damn White Sox, of course, they're on a 3-game winning streak for absolutely no reason. I said this was going to happen, and of course they are. So, yeah, this is fun. So, yeah, we got 15 games. Let's go ahead and jump to that first game right now. All right, first game up, we got the Giants and the Baltimore Orioles. It's basically a pick 'em, 7.5. You can see all that. Looking at the stats, the first thing that jumps out at me is a lot of low numbers. 30th for Giants and batting is just terrible. 26th for Baltimore, 27th. So with these numbers here and the pitchers I see coming up today, I am definitely looking at a nerfy, and I'm looking at the under in this one, especially being 7.5. I say that because of this pitcher is pitching, and you can see what he has done. Dude is a monster when he gets out there. It's Blake Snell. Everybody knows who Blake Snell is. Come on. So if he does what he's supposed to do, if he does his job, I expect very little hits, much less runs out of the Baltimore team today. And then Albert Suarez is going out there. Outside of this what the hell game against Chicago, the White Sox, of course, great game. And you can keep going down. Just great. So yeah, I think Suarez is pretty good too. So yeah, I am going to take a nerfy in this one. So yeah, I said they were banned, but sometimes you got to go against the rules, right? So we're going to have a little fun today. We're going to spray the board a little bit if we have to. So let's look at the props a little bit too. Blake Snell matchup. Let's see, refresh that tab. Let's see. Let's look at this matchup a little bit. Boop. We want Snelly. History, you can see his history. That's pretty much everyone. Nothing really stands out there. Against lefties, you can see how they do this year. Cool. His props are earned runs, strikeouts. Let's see, hits, walks, outs. No. Just do your job and don't give up anything in the first. I'll be happy. So let's look at Suarez's stuff. Suarez has no history. Giants are not that good against righties. We know this. This is not new to us. Earned runs, strikeouts. I'm not taking any pitcher props. I'm just showing them off, because some people want to see those. So I want to make sure you get what you came for. So let's go to the bats. Somebody in the comments said they only take bases, they never take HRR. So I said, okay, I can add bases to it, no problem. So I don't put bases on it typically because the odds are always outrageous. They're always minus a bunch. But if you put a couple together, get you one nice little parlay to get half a base, I mean, I can see it. Why not? I'll add them. Sure. If that's what you want to see, I'll add it. No problem. So there you go. Gunner, Santander, they got some good bases. Over one base, hey, half a base, not a problem. So for this one, we're going to keep it, like I said, simple. We're going to do it. We're going to risk it. We're going with the nerfy, mainly because of this screen right here. We're going to follow the actual stats and trends. See how that works. Nerfy and under 7.5 next game. All right, next up we got Atlanta and Cincinnati. You can see Atlanta is a slight favorite. 9 is the total. Let's look at the stats. We can see that Cincy was second, but then they dropped to 18th in one game. The trend line shows that off. Atlanta's trend line looks like a nice downward hill because that's where Atlanta's offense tends to live. It just lives down here. In their last game, they got 0 runs and they batted $133. So yeah, this should be a fun series of not money runs being scored. Let's look at the pitchers, see who we got. We have Brandon Williamson going out there in his 4th game. His first 3 have been pretty good. 1 earned run each. So all right. I lean Cincy already in this one. And they are sending out Grant Holmes, who we know is a reliever. It is a bullpen game for the Bravos. I mean, you can see what he's done. I mean, he's I mean, yeah, make your own judgment. But ugh. All right, so yeah, I would take Brandon because at least he pitches 4 or 5 innings. Come on, 3, 4, or 5. He's getting up to pace. So, um, let's go to props. Brandon Williamson. I don't even have props for Holmes this time. Okay, I had props for Holmes last game, but not this one. Williamson's not going to have any stats. Oh, he does have stats. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, great, good stuff. A bunch of 1 for 3s. Braves versus lefties, you can see how they are this year. I mean, nothing stands out this time of year. Earned runs, strikeouts, hits, walks. Atlanta's second in strikeouts, so I'm not messing with strikeouts. Some people might, but no, I can't do it. Let's go to the bats. Fraley and TJ both have half a base. And Soler's got it in 80%, but I'm not going to mess with any of that. I don't like their offenses. I don't like anything in this one. I lean Cincinnati. I'll say that. I lean Cincinnati, but I'm just going to pass on this whole thing and move on to the next game. All right, next up we have the Dodgers and the Marlins. LA is minus 200 on the road with a total of 9.5. Let's look at the stats. We can see the Dodgers offense has been doing pretty good. Miami is struggling. We got trends up in the Dodgers for runs, but the average was only a $1.33 in their last game. It's a little concerning. 3 runs, $1.88 for them as well. Let's look and see who's pitching today. We can see Bobby Miller is going out there, and Bobby Miller has been absolutely awful this month. I mean, 7-6. I mean, you gotta be better than that, right? Cubs and Angels. Now you're facing Miami. Yeah, definitely not taking LA. Not a shot. Darren McCaulfield, is going out there. You can see what he has done in his 3 games. 5 games since he got acquired. You can see all that. Average, but definitely not Bobby Miller bad. So let's go to props. We'll see what we got. We want Bobby Miller and McCaulfield. There we go. Okay, here we go. McCaulfield. Come on. I'm a Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller first. Bobby Miller history. There is none. Miami versus righties. Miami's turning into San Diego. They love him in some righties, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. Earned runs, strikeouts they're both at 20th at 8.7, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not feeling any of that. It's got to stand out like Shota did yesterday. Shota stood out easily for an easy prop. Let's look at Darren. Darren, you have an 0 for 1 against righties. We can see how LA is doing this year. Otani's 300. Hernandez 254. Freeman's 301. Nothing's really there. Earned runs is 2.5. I mean, I don't like that. That's not okay. Rojas bases 9 out of 10 games he's gotten on base. Last 5, 100%. Bride's been just green. All of it's green. Bride gets on base a ton. Lopez is 80% HRR. Yeah, okay. We got some bad options, but to me, I don't like Bobby Miller pitching. Know how bad he's been, and so I'm definitely not taking LA minus 200 with that pitcher. Are you crazy? No, I'm gonna pass on it. I don't even lean LA. I lean nothing. I lean away, stay away. Back. So we're gonna pass and just move on to another game. All right, next up we got Minnesota and Cleveland. You can see Cleveland is a slight favorite. 8 is your total right now. Pop over to the stats. We can see they're pretty close there. They're pretty close here. Cleveland has a slight advantage, have we done recently, and the trend lines are about the same. So the only thing that really stands out is Minnesota striking out a little bit more than usual. So, but they're pretty much equal there. Let's look at the actual pitchers. Today we have Zebby. Old Zebby's going out there, and Zebby was terrible against Toronto. Better, but still not good against KC, and then even better against LA. So, okay. And then we got Gavin, Mr. Williams going out there for Cleveland. You can see what he has done. I mean, looking at this, we might have some runs in this game, especially with these totals and these pitchers. What was the total? 8? Oh, that's my favorite total. Yeah, we're gonna type that in right now. Over 8. We're gonna type that in and go keep moving. We'll go to props and see what else we have. We'll bring these 2 up. It's not what I want to do. I clicked too fast. Open tab. Gavin first. Gavin, history. A lot of overs, but we got a couple ones. So I've seen him before. That's good. Mixed bag here. Nothing really stands out. That's the Twins usually. Only Miranda's above 300 against anyone, it feels like. Strikeouts. We got an EV. 6.5 is your number. Under 6.5. Okay. Um, no, Minnesota's 25th in strikeouts right now. They're swinging a ton. What is over 6.5 strikeouts is 146. Head to head, what have you done? 0, 4, and 3. What have you done this year? You've hit it 21% of the time you've hit this line. Why is this line 6.5? I don't get it. All right. They're expecting a bunch of strikeouts. I mean, the numbers tell you they might, but no. Hell no. I'm not paying for that. No. Earned runs, walks, and outs. Okay, cool. Let's pop over to Zebby. Oh, Zebby. Let's look at your stuff real quick. Nothing. Nothing stands out here for old Cleveland, obviously. Hits, strikeouts. Not against Cleveland. Cleveland's one of those teams you don't bet strikeout props against usually. Let's see. Let's go to bats. We got a little bit of green. Bases. Correa has a HRR streak going. 80% in the last 10 and 5 and 70 in the last 20. Lane Thomas bases. Just a few bases here. Okay. So there's a chance. I think off the bats look like they're doing decently based on this right here. That shows you kind of how they're doing. I think I like that over of 8 based on both pitchers having not the best stats here recently. So I'm going to take the over of 8 and just move on to the next one. All right, next up we got Boston and Tampa. Boston, it's pretty much a pick 'em, maybe slightly into Boston. 7.5 is your total out there. Let's look at the stats. We can see that Tampa forgot how to play baseball. Their offense has been miserable the last week, well, the last few days. So Boston's been decent, top 11 in runs. Strikeouts are getting a little bit better. Tampa striking out a ton, so we're leading Boston in this one. Let's look at the pitchers, who we got. Let's open it up, and we have Pivetta going out there. For Boston, we can see how Pivetta's done. Pivetta's been pretty good. Pretty good. Have you faced Tampa this year? I'm sure you probably have, right? Yeah, you went 5 point. You faced them way back in May, so I don't really care about that. That was May. We don't care about that far back. Let's go Baz. Let's see what Baz has done recently. Pretty good stats. Can't complain. Has not faced Boston at all. Okay, so I lean Boston from the bats, and I slightly lean Pivetta, but not much. Let's be honest. Nah, it's about the same. So let's go to props. Let's look at them closer. We got Pivetta first. Open the matchup. Let's see. Boston, Tampa, Pivetta. There we go. History. Oh, Bilo is 308 and 13 at bats. That's with 3 home runs on top of that. Yeah, he likes facing Pivetta. That's noteworthy. On a Dinger Tuesday, there we go. If you're looking for Dinger people who have a chance of hitting based on history, yeah, I'm going to type his name out the bottom just as a note. Outside of that, no one else. Righties, you can see how Tampa is this year. Haven't been the best, obviously. We'll see. Strikeouts, Tampa's 28th. What are the strikeout prop? It's 6.5. Head to head, 6, 5, and 8. Whole year, you've gone over 6.5, 43% of the time. Oh, that's not, I'm not feeling it. I mean, I lean it, but 6.5 is a lot. In Tampa, 28. Ugh. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just not feeling it. So let's pop over to Baz. Let's look at Baz stats. There are none. Boston versus righties. Boston's good against pretty much everybody. That's what they are. They're just good with their bats. Strikeouts, hits. You're all over the place. Why are you all over the place? Ugh, even your outs are all over the place. Ugh. Bats. We got some 70s. DeLuca HRRs there. Bases, you can see the numbers. Outside of bases, it's kind of weak. Yeah, this game's kind of annoying, so I think I'm not liking anything in this game. Nothing stands out. I lean Boston slightly, but I can see Tampa easily winning a low-scoring game, so I'm passing on this one. Next game. All right, next up we got Washington and New York. New York with the walk-off win in the 10th inning was great. I thought the parlay was great, and then I checked the scores again in case he's losing. Like, what the hell? Okay. The Mets were 162 today, 7.5 is your total. Looking at the stats, we can see both teams offensively are not doing the best right now, so they're almost identical. Look at the trend lines are the same and everything. So the Washington Mets, yeah. Or the New York Nationals. That's a cool sound name. Let's pop over some pitchers, see what we got. We have Mitchell Parker going out there, and he dealed against Miami last game. He is all over the place. Look at that. You're either going to get 1 or you're going to give up 9 or 0. He is This dude is, yeah, he is the definition of an elevator, up and down. Let's see. McGill's going out there for New York. 6 inning, 1 hit against Toronto last game. He's only pitched 3 times in the past month, but every time he pitches, he throws just straight gems, don't he? Okay. I mean, he was a little worse back here, but his last 3's been great. Okay. I lean New York again, slightly. So let's look at the props. Who we got first? We have Mitchell Parker's first. Okay, no problem. Let's look at it. History. We got a few home runs that have already been hit. You can see the averages against lefties. You see how the Mets are. The Mets are better against righties now instead of lefties at this point in the season. So, except for like Marte, who was 318. So, 384. So, strikeouts, this 11th and 7th. So, we're not looking at strikeout props. None of these props are going to look good, probably. Yeah. Let's go to McGill. Look at you. What the? That's a lot of 5s. I think I did the same thing last time he pitched. Ruiz is 375 and 8 at-bats. Gallo's 400 with 2 home runs and 5 at-bats. That's noteworthy if you're looking for a home run, dude. There you go. Against righties, you see how Washington's been this year. Let's see. Hits. He's given up 5 hits so many games in a row, and then he gives up 1 hit. So, strikeouts, earned runs, walks, outs. This game is so even. Like, all right, we got some bats in here. If you want to take like a base, there you go. Do a little couple game base parlays. There you go. There's your bases. I'm not taking anything in this game. These teams are too even. I watched the last like 5 innings of this game last night on my phone while watching football, and it's just, yeah, New York's offense is just not good right now, and Washington isn't either. So the stats make sense. So yeah, we're gonna pass and move on to the next one. All right, next up, we got Oakland and Chicago. Chicago is a 158 favorite, 8.5 is your total. Looking at the numbers, a lot of single digits. The Cubs are still clicking, still. That's what they've been doing. They did it for the last game, last 3 games, last week, and the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, that's a trend. We're going to ride the trend. Don't care. So, and Oakland has been middle of the pack, so they're not bad. They're still scoring some runs, but they're losing games. So, and they're striking out the most of anyone recently. They're striking out a ton. That they struck out 13 times yesterday. So let's look at the pitchers. We want Spence is the first one up for Oakland. We can see how he has done. Not the best numbers through here, but then the last few games have all been pretty good. Can't complain. Of course, he hasn't faced the most stout of offenses. Cincy, Texas, Detroit, and Houston are not the strongest offenses to face. Wicks is going out there for Chicago, and he gave up a boatload of runs. That's fun in his last one. And that was the Dodgers, though. So, what's the over-under? 8.5. Okay. I still lean Chicago. The Chicago bats are on fire, so we'll still lean them. Let's look at the props. We got Mitch Spence. Let's look at your history, see if you got anything for us. No, nothing there. Against righties, again, I say this like every video, this doesn't matter when you're on fire because trends matter in baseball more than anything. They're very trendy. It's a very trendy sport. So, hits, earned runs, walks, outs. Yeah, okay. Let's pop over to Wicks. Let's look at Wicks numbers. We can see nothing there against lefties. Oakland is just not good against lefties. Let's be honest. That's not good at all. Okay. Earned runs, strikeouts. Oh, what was your strikeouts going against Oakland? Okay, I can't take somebody who has a 0 strikeout day on there. 2-0-2. The number's 4.5. I just no. No. I mean, I know Oakland's striking out the most of anyone, but no. Not with numbers like this. No. Okay, you can make a same game base parlay probably, which I think I might just do. Where I just added like 4 or 5 dudes here to get a base because the offenses are doing work here. Yeah, okay. Pause and read through those. Have fun. So, yeah, I'll have to put that together later. So, but for now, I'm gonna take Chicago on the money line for sure. I don't want to take that over 8.5 because I think Oakland's going to get some runs today, but I'm pretty sure Chicago will too. So based on both these pitchers. So yeah, we'll take the over 8.5. Over 8.5, Chicago money line. I will craft up a nice little same game parlay. Let me put that in there. The Chicago / Oakland same game parlay bases. I'll craft that up later, and that'll go into the Discord because I ain't gonna do it right now, and this video will go up. So, but Discord people will get that later. So, and Patreon and members, everybody will see that. I'll put it out there when I make it. So, that's it for this one. Next game. All right, next up we got Detroit and Kansas City. We can see KC's 160 again at home. 8 years your total. Looking over at the stats, we can see Detroit's won 2, KC's lost 2. Offenses are about the same now, thanks to the 7-6 game. Averages are off by .002, so they're the same there. Detroit is striking out more than usual. They're never usually in the bottom 5. They're usually in like the middle group, so that's noteworthy. Let's look at the pitchers. We have Cole Reagan's going out there today, and I mean, outside this Houston game, he faced Detroit back on 8-2 and went 5.2 and gave up 2 and 2. So he's been pretty good. Good numbers, can't complain. Casey Mize, there was rumors he was pitching yesterday, but now he is pitching today, supposedly. So you can see what he has done. He gives up runs. That's what you like to see. So I'm already like, based on this, yeah, I still like Casey Moneyline. So I still like it. Let's look at the props a little bit. See if anything stands out. Well, who we got first? Reagan's cool. History, a lot of zeros. Love to see that. Only one's Malloy. He's got a home run and 1 at bats. So lefties, you can see, yeah, this is Detroit. Yep. Detroit likes some lefties. I mean, you don't play. These two do. Other than that, you either really like it or you really hate it. So, all right. Veerling, we'll see how the main dudes. Parker's, yeah, okay. Let's look. Earned runs, strikeouts. Strikeouts are up. What's your strikeouts? Detroit's 27th in strikeouts. Head to head, you got 8, 12, and 6 in the last 3 games you faced them, 2 of which being this year. 2024, you've gone over 6, 7.5, 37% of your games. So Reagan's strikeout props can be popular today, I think, just because, yeah, Detroit strikes out a bunch. So, but that's a high number. And 37 is not good enough. I need that closer to 50. So I can't do that. No, we're gonna keep moving. No, we're not trying to donate here. No, so let's go over to Mize. Let's look at your stuff. You got a history. What do you got? You have okay, Perez is 478 with a home run and 1.16. Garcia's batting 805 at bats. Bobby Witt's batting 508 at bats with a home run. Yeah, I like Casey in this one. We're not going to highlight the stats though. We're not going to do that today. We did that yesterday with Arizona, and look what happened. So we're just going to say, wow, look at the stats and keep moving. A lot of green. We like to see that. A lot of green. Good stuff. Hits 6.5. I haven't liked a hit prop on a pitcher in a while, just because they just, yeah, no. And the bats, bases, a lot of Detroit. Then you get some KC. So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna take KC moneyline, put it in the moneyline parlay, and we can move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Phillies and Brewers. Brewers got that win yesterday, 6-2. Today Philly is favored. 7 is the total. Looking at the numbers, we can see Phillies offense. They're still struggling to score runs, but their averages have gone up, which is funny. You bat 3 means you left a lot of dudes on base. That's all that means. Milwaukee's offense is still in the top 6. Their trend line looks weird because 1st to 6th, they have to come down. Still batting 330 in the last 3, and then they bat only 267 yesterday. Still won 6-2. So look at the pitchers. What we got? First up today, we have Zach Wheeler, and we can see what he has done. He has been good. I mean, Mr. Consistency himself, basically, because you're either getting 0, 1, or 2. I mean, you have to go all the way back to 729 to find a bad game. And before that, it was 0, 1s, and 2s for a while, then a bad game. So he's either going to throw 0, 1, or 2. He's going to give up 8 runs. That's the only options we have here. So that's all he does. We got Frankie Montas going out there for Milwaukee. So we can see what he has done. He has not been the best, but I mean, pretty decent. I mean, he's hitting below his ERA. I mean, hey, okay. Let's look. Got the props. So far, I'm passing. There's nothing so far that stands out for me. We want Montas and we want Wheeler. Let's start with Wheeler first. Let's see. Wheeler. Let's see. Adams 308 with a home run. Other than that, there's a whole lot of nothing on here. So Okay. Against righties, Milwaukee is they're middle twos, middle upper twos on most everything, so nothing stands out. Outs, very consistent, 18 and a half, you bastards. If you met 17 and a half, sure. But of course you did. Strikeouts, it's what are strikeouts? 14th and 20th. I'm not feeling strikeout props. So those type of numbers. Let's look over at Montes now. Montes. Schwarber is 2 home runs in 5 at bats, batting 400. That's worth noting. You can add that down there in the list of names if you want. Let's see. Against righties, Philly, you see what they've done. Yeah. Okay, cool. Earned runs, strikeouts, 5.5. Against Philly, who is 14th head to head, only 5. This year, 30. Okay. Now he's just been better recently, but not good enough for me to really jump on a bet. Okay. Walks, outs. All right. Let's pop over to the props. The bats, we got some bases. We got a couple of HRRs for Harper and Ortiz, and then we got more bases. So, yeah. I personally don't lean anything. Everything seems kind of, both pitchers are good. Milwaukee's offense seems better, but Wheeler's really good. I don't know. I don't want to touch this one. I'm just going to pass on this one and move on. All right, next up we got Pittsburgh and St. Louis. And tell me, how many of y'all were sweating that skiing strikeout prop yesterday? Ooh, I know some of you were. I mean, he got it, but ooh, it was close. So, but hey, congrats. I said, hopefully you hit it. I didn't touch it, but I don't want to fade him. I just don't want to bet. Let's see. Today we have St. Louis 134. Stats, the total was 8. Okay. The stats, we have Pittsburgh's offense is just Pittsburgh's offense. They're just not that good. And of course, they gave Skeens no run support again. Like I said, the star pitchers never get run support in this game, I swear. No matter who you are, pick the best pitchers. They have no run support when that guy pitches. Offensively, Pittsburgh's trash. St. Louis offensively is a little bit better. At least their trend line's going up a little bit. And Pittsburgh is dead last in strikeouts. So, yeah, terrible. Let's look at the pitchers today. We have Falter going out there. We can see what Falter has done. 2-hit gem against Miami. Nothing too decent. Before that, he gave up some runs, but the best game was literally Miami. And Lance Lynn is back. First game back was on 9/11. We can see what he did. Pretty decent numbers. Can't complain. I mean, he's good until he's not. I mean, he's just a ticking time bomb. He's eventually going to blow up, and all of a sudden you're like, bam, oh, wow. Like he's on it until he's not on it. So against Pittsburgh, I think he's probably going to be on it. So I have no qualms putting him in a parlay because I think St. Louis is going to get Pittsburgh be lucky to score a run. I think that's just. But hell, I think St. Louis be lucky to score a run too because Falter's actually pretty decent numbers. So let's look at props. This game annoys me already. I'm just annoyed. Oh, look at the props. Okay. Falter. Nolan Arenado's got a home run. Let's see who else. Oh, Newt Bar got a home run too. Against lefties, you see how they do. There are your stats. Cool. Strikeouts. No, we'll look at St. Louis strikeouts here in a minute. St. Louis is number 1, so I'm not even going to look at that strikeout prop. I do not care. But I will look at Lance Lynn's strikeout props. That is a fact. History against Lance Lynn. I mean, Taylor's the only one who's had a home run. Other than that, he's got pretty decent success. I don't care if you're 3 for 10. If you ain't done nothing with it, who cares? So, righties, you see how they are this season. Yeah. Cool. So, 2.5 run runs, strikeouts. Head to head, 5-2, 2024. You've gone over 32% of the time. It's 6 strikeouts. Can you get 6 strikeouts? What have you done in the last 10? You barely get 6 strikeouts. Ugh. What's the most you have? You've had 7 all year is the most. You've done it 3 times. I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I will take the under, I think, in this game. What is it's 8? Yeah, I think I'm going to lean the under. Both pitchers seem good. Both bats seem ugh. So just please, Lance Lynn, don't blow up. Please don't. So for this one, we're going to take that under of 8. Yeah, we're not going to take a side, though. We'll just take the under. Hope for, I mean, the bats are terrible. So pitchers, be good. Do your job. Let's move on. And just realized I did not show the bat part for the last game because I was so focused on the pitcher. So there's not much. Even with the bases, you have Triolo with bases and Reynolds with a HR, and it's not. I mean, there you go. That's all there is. So now let's pop that back over to Toronto because that is our next game. Pop over. Here we go. Toronto and Texas. Texas is a slight favorite. 7.5 is the total. Looking at the stats, Toronto's won 3. Texas has lost 3. Yeah, Texas batting average is abysmal. 0.037 last game, 0.158 last 3, 200 last. They're just slowly going downhill. That's the trend line. That's where they're going. In Toronto, 9-9. They're doing better, even though they only got 3. But hey, 3's better than 0. And if the other team can't score, you're going to win a short game. So let's look at the. Who we got? We got Bassett going out there for Toronto. And I mean, that game was kind of, whoa, 10 hits, 3. Okay. That was good against the Mets. Good, decent, bad, decent. Evaldi's going out there. Okay. I like Evaldi. Evaldi, I mean, that one game, it was Chicago. Come on. You can't count that. So he's probably going to give up a handful of runs. Bassett's probably going to give up a handful of runs. The total 7.5. But Texas offense is literally digging into the ground. They're so bad right now. For 2 straight weeks, they've been pretty bad. Toronto's a little over the place, so let's go to the props. See if Andy. Let's look at some more history real quick. We want Evaldi, and we want. Are you not gonna give me Bassett strikeouts? No Bassett props. Okay, weird. That's a fun one. Bassett is starting, right? He is starting, so. All right, no Bassett props. Whatever. Kirk is 625 and 8 at bats. Vladdy's 350 with a home run and 20 at bats. Springer's 231 with a home run, so those stand out. Toronto likes them some righties. Texas offense is terrible. Evaldi gives up runs. Yeah, we're taking Toronto on the money line. Those things add up. I can do math. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. I know this. I checked it. Yeah, I did the math. That's right. Let's see. Strikeouts. I'm not worried about either team. And yeah, let's look at the bats. Jimenez, that's the only one we have on the bats. So sometimes even the bases don't work. So sometimes it's 1.5 bases. Ooh. So we'll just take Toronto on the money line. We'll add them to the money line, a parlay, and we'll just move on to the next game. All right, next up, Arizona, Colorado. Arizona 146 favorite, totals 11. We can see that. Look at the stats. Yeah, Arizona just nosedive into the ground with the trend line because they had 2 runs, only 267 yesterday. Colorado is still batting terribly with the average. They're 28th now in the majors at 170 in the last 3 games. Yeah, I still lean Arizona. So, yeah. Is Colorado going to lose 100 games? That's the next question. Probably so. Let's look at the pitchers. Today we have Jordan Montgomery going out there. We see what he has done, his numbers. He faced Colorado here, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned, and 3 walks and 8 Ks. Okay. Feltner's going out there. Feltner has faced Arizona, I know, at some point. But yeah, the first game of the season, 5 hits. The other side of that, he's faced San Francisco. A lot of the orange teams, but not Arizona. So, but he's been pretty decent. Outside the Baltimore game, he's been decent. So, if anything, he's probably been better than Montgomery. Yeah, I would say he's been better than Montgomery. So, okay. Look at the props. Let's go over here. We have both pitchers at props. Good stuff. Let's start with Montgomery since it's who pulled up first. Doop. History, not much here. Nothing there. Colorado versus lefties. We got a 312, 290. That's it. Okay. All we have are strikeouts from Montgomery. Okay, 4. That's it. Okay. Pass on that. Let's look at Feltner stuff now. Feltner history. Walker. There's Walker again. 833 and 6 at bats with 2 home runs. He didn't do it for us yesterday. I mean, he got on base, but he didn't do it with the home runs. So, but there you go. He can do it again. Here's the numbers. There you go. Let's look at the props. Strikeouts. Colorado's only 20th in strikeouts, and Arizona's 5th. So we don't really care about the props in this one. Bats. Ooh, even the bats can't even get on the base thing because I have walks, bases. Ugh. All right, so this one, I'm going to play it safe today. I'm just going to pass on this one. Watch how this game goes. We'll worry about this game tomorrow, but we'll pass this one and move on to the next game. All right, next up, we got Chicago and LA. LA's 155, but White Sox on a streak. Oh, that's it. I ain't watching these games. This whole series is a pass. I'm going to tell you right now, but we're going to look at everything because I know people want to see it. So 8's a total. Let's look at the numbers. We see Chicago is just killing it right now. 5-3, 6-11, 5. Angels are struggling. So yeah, look at that. Win 3. Is that their first 3-game winning streak this year? It might be. So terrible. Yeah, let's keep moving. Oh, pitchers. Who we got? We have Davis Martin going out there. We see what Davis Martin has done. He has been all over the place. He either gives up a couple, or actually, no, he's been pretty decent. Can't complain. Griffin Canning is not good. Maybe made me laugh. Oh, look at the numbers. Oh, they are terrible. Okay. I lean Chicago. I mean, just putting the pitching and the bats. I lean Chicago. Holy shit. All right, props. Let's look. Oh, I just noticed they started doing the demons and goblins from Prize Picks on here. All right, Outlier, I see you doing cool things like that. Give me two pitchers. Let's see. Let's see who we on. We're on Canning. Okay, we'll do Canning first. No, 375 for Benintendi. Home run for Vaughn. Outside of that, a lot of nothing really. Chicago versus righties is just bad against everybody. Doesn't matter what side of the plate it is. Outs, strikeouts. Neither Chicago's 5th in strikeouts. Of course they are. Chicago is one of the top teams right now based on stats. What? Okay. Now let's look over at Davis Martin. I almost want to bet damn Chicago, but I'm not going to. I'm not doing it. No. Yeah, see, the Angels are really good against righties. Those are really good numbers. But I just can't do it. Earn runs, strikeouts, hits, walks, outs, bats. Damn, that's a lot of green. That's a whole lot of green. I mean, if you want, you could probably, just like in the Cubs Oakland game, you could put together a nice little same game parlay of bases, because the White Sox have been the top 7 are White Sox. I'm not touching this game. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. No, I shall not. Pass. No, I lean Chicago. I'll say that. I lean the White Sox to win. I lean a same game parlay here of fun stuff, but no, pass. Next game. All right, next up we got Houston and San Diego. It's pretty much a pick 'em. 7.5 is the total. Look at the stats. We can see the numbers, who does what. San Diego's offense has been better recently. Trend lines up. Houston's down. 4-game winning streak for San Diego. They won 3-1 their last. Well, they got 3 runs in their last one. Yeah, lean San Diego slightly. But then we see the pitchers. I'm like, because Hunter Brown's going out there, and we see, Hunter Brown got touched up a little bit last game. He is human. He does bleed when you cut him. And it was Oakland too that got him. That's interesting. Okay. So, because he's been just consistent most of the month, and then all of a sudden, bam, Oakland gets you. Gotta watch out for them Athletics. Let's see what else we got. Let's see, this is Michael King. His numbers have been great. Yeah. Is Hunter Brown a lefty or a righty? He is a righty, which means San Diego's gonna have a lot of green here in a second on the screen. Let's go ahead and pop and look at it. Michael King, history. Houston's got some decent history. Altuve's got a home run. That's the only thing he's done in 6 at-bats. Nothing else there. Against righties, Houston is kind of middle. Both teams all over the place. Nothing stands out. Earn runs, strikeouts. Houston is 11th. So even though his number's 4.5, why is your number's 4.5? This is against Houston. Head to head, you got 4 last time. 2024, you've gone over this number 82% of the time. Why is the number so low? That doesn't make sense to me. That's fishy. That's very fishy. Something's up there. All right. If you're taking it to have fun, I don't know. That's fishy. That's weird. I don't want to take no weird ass lines. So, all right, let's pop back. Let's go. Now we're Hunter Brown. We're going to see a lot of green here in a second. And, well, not there. Bogarts has a home run. Not much else. And there's all the green. There we go. Up now we got to the point where even, I think it was Bogarts was the one that wasn't green. Now everyone's green. We got a couple of these, and now it's 273. Pretty soon, if Profar can get him up, that'll be everybody green. So San Diego loves the green. Let's look at the, damn, it's a lot. Okay, you can make a same game parlay here too. You know what? For this one, I would though. San Diego / Houston, same game parlay. Bases. Might have a little fun. Hell, I might have a parlay. It's like a lotto of just all 3 games. I might even put Chicago in there. White Sox and LA. SGP. Let's have a little fun. Why not? We'll put them together because look at all that green. That's a lot of damn green. This is a rough moneyline parlay, but I think I'm leaning San Diego again until San Diego shows they can lose. You know, a 4-game streak. Yeah, they batted 394 the last time out. So yeah, I'll take the money line. Yeah, San Diego money line, last game. All right, last game, we got Yankees and Mariners. Yankees slight favorite on the road. 7 is the total. Looking at the stats, we can see Seattle's offense is mostly single digits and still trending at 400 last time out. 7 runs. Yankees 17th in both categories. You got in the 3-game winning streak. Yeah, I lean Seattle so far. Okay, it's weird to say, but all right. And on pitching today, Louis Gill's going out there for the Yankees. We can see how he has done. Pretty good numbers. Kid not complain. And Brian Wu is going out there for Seattle, who's also been pretty good. So what's the total? 7? That makes sense because under was my first thought. But then I see Seattle's offense. I'm like, ugh, okay. Let's look over at the props. Let's look. Who we get first? We get Louis first. Let's see. Blanco has a home run. A lot of zeros up here. A lot of zeros. Seattle versus righties. We got terrible 1s, middle 2s. Only Robles is the only one over 300. Okay. No, so nothing stands out there. They're batting way over their average right now. Strikeouts. Seattle's only 7th in strikeouts. You know Seattle's good when their strikeouts are down. When they're doing normal, they're 30th. But normally, yeah, no. 7th, no. No. So we're not taking strikeout props right now against Seattle. No shot. Brian Wu. Let's look at your stuff. Again, a bunch of zeros. All right. The New York Padres over here with just nothing but green numbers for everybody except for one. Judge 323, Soto. Who else is good? Bertie is at 297. All right. There's no real history. No. Over 2, over 3. So this is a close matchup. This is a very close matchup. Look at the bats. Damn. That's a lot of green. That's a lot of last 10 green. Mainly Seattle with sprinkled in some Yankees. I have to scroll to get it all on the screen. Whoa. Okay. All right. So we can go New York and Seattle same game parlay. I get to make 4 fun little same game parlays of bases just to have fun, see what happens. Little parlays, not much, just a little bit. So those will go out later on. But for now, in this game, I mean, looking at the stats, I lean Seattle, but both pitchers are good. Both pitchers are really good, so I don't really want to lean either way. I don't really want to take Seattle money line. I'm not taking the under because of Seattle's offense. I think this one's just going to be a pass, and we're going to call it right there. All right, that's it. That is all the games broken down. That's all 15 games. Passed on a handful because I'm trying to be more cautious, but ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4 plays or totals, and then a 4-game money line parlay, which looks like it's going 5. There's a Nerfy in there. Can't forget the Nerfy. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total plays, and money lines are going to be Chicago, KC, Toronto, or let me say Chicago Cubs, KC, Toronto, and San Diego. Those 4 put together. So that's what it should be. I will put together a fun little same game parlay with all the bases where we saw all that green. That'll go out later on to Patreon members, all that fun stuff. But for here, yep, that's all there is there. I appreciate you watching. Drop a like, subscribe, check out Outlier, link in the description. Outlier is awesome. Get to see all the fun stuff, all the cool things, all the sports are there, all it's out there. Get your free week. It's worth it. Why not? So outside of that, I hope all your bets end up green, and we'll talk about how much money we made tomorrow. Peace.